Hey guys, um, I don't know if you can tell right now. I know I've basically said this in the last two videos that I've made, but I've actually, I guess it was Sunday, I thought I was getting sick. Um, I had a cold and I was sneezing a lot, and I had a sore throat like a few days before. And yes, indeed, I did get sick. This is the second day. So yesterday I went to work, and then after only two hours of being there, um, a lot of my coworkers are like, "You do not look good. You do not sound good. Basically, get away." And I made the executive decision to go home. Um, and I also this morning my mom basically was like, "You do not seem well, so you should probably stay home." That being said, I feel a lot better right now. I'm definitely gonna go to work tomorrow. Um, Also, I'm not trying to use up my PTO on sick days, but it is ironic for those of you that um, may be newer to my channel, or you don't know this, or you don't remember this. I had shingles exactly this time last year. Um, and if you're like, you're very young to have shingles, yes, I did not know that you could get shingles as a younger person. And no, I do not have any autoimmune disorders or anything like that. It just came from intense stress and the fact that I was 10 months old when I got chickenpox. So it just lie was lying dormant in my nerves, and then it came out, and that's why I have this scar. I actually had a few people ask me in a recent video why I have holes in my forehead, and this is why I have holes in my forehead. And actually, as I touch my forehead, because it was from the nerves, I still don't have complete feeling in my forehead right here. Like this, normal. This is numb. I had it like all around there, and I even had it on my cornea. So, that being said, this sickness is a lot better than last sickness. I also looked completely different. I'm gonna, in the future, make a video about it and actually show you guys photos. They're pretty graphic photos. Um, for people that are squeamish, I know I'm not the best with like gross things like blood, especially blood. Um, but it looked like I had like costume makeup on and my face was swollen. But anyways, that's not the point of this video. Um, I want to talk about kind of what's going to happen in the next chapter. As I took this month-long break for February, I was doing a lot of thinking, and I don't want to really try to do the same things that I was doing before. Um, Mainly the stuff where I kind of, and I talked about this in the clarity video, but being extremely reactive to things. I still want to respond to, if not all of the comments, most of the comments. And I want to continue to be responsive in messages and stuff and emails, but I've made the executive decision to not do it necessarily the day that something comes out. I've kind of given myself like a kind of business week to, like, as a kind of reference points of when I need to have things responded to, or maybe even like a specific day that I'm going to respond to things. Because I felt like even though I love interacting with people, um, between that and the interviews and everything else, having a full time job and just having a life and doing other things and having other friendships, it just became a lot. Um, Obviously, people like on Instagram DMs or even emails, and I haven't been the best at responding to emails lately, but I want to still continue to be pretty good with that. But as far as comments and stuff, I'm probably not going to always respond right away for those. And if it is, it will be like within the first hour or so of like a video being posted. And that goes into just posting videos. Um, I'm not going to start off with a schedule of when I'm going to post videos. I'm just going to basically tell you guys this, that there's going to be videos in the future. I have a lot of ideas. I've had these ideas for years. Well, some of them, and some of them I've had for like a year or at least several months. But and then some are new, but those videos will come out, and I'm really going to try to be better with thumbnails. On these live videos, I know that my thumbnails are very derpy, but I'm okay with that. Because that some stuff doesn't really bother me, if people judge me on my appearance, which people don't tend to do that with me. It's typically like the the way I speak that people typically have a problem with. But whatever, I don't care. Um, I also want to do the interviews. And so this goes into if you want to be interviewed, and I know I've taken this month hiatus. Um, I haven't checked Calendly, and I feel like that is probably not a good thing because I might have missed an interview or two that maybe someone scheduled, but I should definitely look at those alerts. But now I promise I am going to look at the alerts for Calendly. And so if you guys want to, um, if you want to do an interview, a type interview, or if you just want to be interviewed or just have a conversation about something, and this doesn't have to be typology related, but if you want to have some type of whatever kind of conversation, it could be about um, really anything within reason, and you want to do a live conversation, that can also be a thing as well. So just if you can find that Calendly link, I might have to, I'll put it in the description of this video for people, but I believe it's on the community page as well, and I think it's also on my About Me page. If you can do that, and if you can't do that, or if you can't find it for some reason, just send me an email at the pucokie2@gmail.com and just write in the header interview, and then I can either direct you to the Calendly or we can just work it out through that. Because I really want to get back into the interviews. I really want to start limiting them. And I know I said this and I haven't always done this because I did have some exceptions to the rule for the last few people, some of the last few people that I interviewed, but I do want to try to limit them to an hour just because I think they're easier for people to consume, and it's also keeps people's attention a lot more, and we're kind of able to get to the meat of the subject rather than the kind of fatty parts around. Even though I love that, I think something I really like about the interviews is the conversation and kind of when it goes off course. But for those people that maybe the conversation is becoming very fruitful, we can do other interviews or conversations in the future on this channel. Also, I don't know if you guys noticed, I just did this today because I was sick and I kind of was very bored today. Um, just doing different things, but I made a new banner art for this channel. It's pretty simple, um, but I put like the social media stuff and I have a tagline and I actually have started a blog, but I haven't like done any posts for it yet. But the blog is called The Not So Secret Life of an Introvert. And that's like my new tagline that I'm gonna have. Because as you guys know from this channel already, I am an introvert and I want to make more kind of instead of just like typology related or like Myers-Briggs, Socionics related content, I want to do more well, I want to incorporate even just the kind of umbrella of being an introvert or being an extrovert or things like that. Like I know some of you guys have wanted to know things like how to make friends as an introvert. And I think I actually have a pretty good grasp on this because I have been on both ends of the spectrum, whereas before college, I was very, very, very quiet. I tell people this all the time, but I could have been, I probably was in the top 10, top 5, I don't know, for the most quiet people at my high school. Maybe not at my high school, but at least in my grade. I was very, very quiet. I mean, I would talk to teachers and I would talk to certain people, but other than that, I would not talk. And I had resting bitch face, so that didn't help anything. Um, so that being said, I didn't have too many friends. I did have a lot. I had a handful of close friends, so I never was not without friends. Um, wait, did I just negate myself? I don't know. I never I have never okay. I've always had some friends, but in college it was like a drastic switch where I really gained a lot of friends and I think I do have some things even like becoming an adult because obviously in school you have a community or with people that are like a similar age to you, it's easier to make friends. So becoming an adult and making friends is a whole other can of worms, but I think it kind of ties into the introvert thing. Um, what else did I want to talk about before we look at the chat? Um, oh, obviously you guys don't have to do this, and this is totally up to you guys. Um, I don't know when my PO box will be up, just because I have to do my I have to do my license and stuff to be able to get the PO box here, which I should be doing in the next month. Um, but if you want to do this earlier, go ahead. Also, side note, I did get my oil changed. I saw in the video, or someone said in the video that um, I actually said this, that I didn't get my oil changed since before I moved to Seattle. I meant to say I didn't get my oil changed since um, right before I moved away from Seattle. So I did get my oil changed in May, or yeah, late May, which is still a while ago. And I did move across the country and I have been traveling since. So that's still not a good thing. Luckily, there's nothing wrong with my car. I do not recommend that. So, folks, please get your oil change if you are due for it. It's definitely worth it. But yes, I did get that done. Anyways, so for those people that I don't know, I've noticed like both people that I would consider friends on this platform and even people that I may not be friends with but are either subscribers or just fellow creators. Um, I've noticed that there's a lot of people that are creative, whether that's in music, writing, um, drawing, painting, graphic arts, any of that kind of stuff. And I definitely would be willing to pay you guys, uh, but I would like to kind of come up with some type of thing for this channel. Not necessarily channel art, but I would totally be up for that as well. But if you're, I know I'm being very vague, but there's a few things that I would like to do for this channel. And if you're interested in that, just email me again at pucokie2@gmail.com. Um, I think that's everything. I'll look at the chat now. So let's see. I'll look at the chat. Ah, such a noob. Okay. Okay. All right. Oh, Michelle said, I missed all of what you said before you said you changed your oil. LOL. Well, just a brief synopsis. I was saying that things are going to kind of change a little bit with responding to comments and things like that. I'm going to be a little bit less responsive maybe in the short term, but still respond to everything. And sometimes, and I'm not going to just say like, oh, I'm always not going to respond right away, but typically I'm going to try to have like a timeline of when I will respond to things, or maybe a specific time during the day or during the week that I will. I'm going to try to be better about responding to emails. I'm starting to do the interviews again. So if you either want to do an interview, well, also I'm totally up for in-person interviews if you guys live in the area, or like you're one of my friends that lives in Georgia or Tennessee or wherever you live. I would totally be up for that as well. But I was also saying that it doesn't have to be an interview, it could be a conversation, and that I'm trying to limit them to 1 hour, but I've talked about this before, but I really wanna hold it to that. I'm also not gonna talk about having a schedule, so as far as posting videos, I'm gonna post videos and just post them, and then eventually get into a schedule because I want you guys to have, like, a little bit of, like, I guess, knowing when I will post regular content. And I also want to be a little bit more broad in the idea of like introvert and extrovert, like doing things about specifically about introverts and extroverts. So, like, introverts, one of the things that people have asked is how to make friends as an introvert. And I think that's a very good idea for a video. And yeah, I think that was everything that was before that. But yeah, so let's see. Michelle, I'm always late. Well, I didn't announce this, so I think you beat yourself up because I did not announce this. This is a very random video, so let's see. Queen Tiger, oh, planning, I love it. And then Michelle Wilson. That seems like a really healthy choice so you can manage the time and not be so reactive. Yeah. Well, I've always also found that it's kind of hindered me in a creative way. And this is not, so I love reacting to comments. I love reading comments, but it does when you have so many, and I definitely don't have, a ton of people obviously commenting, but I have, a fair amount, and it does become much. And the thing is, I've said this before, but like negative comments that people say sometimes are effective or have some type of effect on me, and it's not necessarily that I get offended by those comments because nothing someone said about my appearance or my voice or whatever like that. Only comments that have ever really affected me were after a certain situation that you know, we may all know that happened a good number of months ago, and people saying that various things about me, more towards my character, which they did not know. Um, that was definitely something that got to me because I did care in that situation, and I was not that was also kind of a surprise to me that that situation wasn't going to last, even though I was the person that ended that situation. So that's not something that I really liked. But, anyways, even just regular things like people saying stupid things, not that they're stupid, but like dumb things sometimes are like a little bit like, hmm. So just kind of having a good balance about things. Um, Audio. Hi, you have a sweet and relaxing voice. You should make ASMR videos. It would help you get more subscribes. Um, I've thought about doing ASMR as a purely humorous thing on this channel because I'm personally not interested in ASMR. And this is not like trying to dog on people that like ASMR. Like, more power to you. Whatever is good for you, but I I personally don't find it very appealing, but maybe I will. Maybe that would be an interesting video to do. Queen Tiger, I'd be interested in a video about how to be less bossy. I need it, haha. Well, that's something that I struggle with too. I've kind of always been a bossy person. I think you guys, well, regular people probably know this. I My 2 nicknames that I have for me, well, that I didn't create these nicknames, but my friends, like, my kind of real my people the people that live basically, like, friends that I had in college that I'm still, like, really good friends or best friends with, my nickname was Dictator, or still is, Dictator and Satan. And for my 24th birthday, I had my friends drew on balloons, like a Satan and a Kim Jong Un, because because those are my nicknames. But yes, I struggled out with that as well, but that's definitely a good idea. Okay, Michelle Wilson. Yes, the event that will that that will live in infamy. Yes. Okay, Roger Redmond. Hey Emily, INFJ, Nova Scotia, Canada. Love your channel. Glad you're back. Good idea on time dedication for responses. Scheduling those things will help a lot. Thank you, Roger. I definitely, I mean, I like doing these live. I know that some people are probably like, you do a lot of live, just like regular videos. The reason why I do these is they're not like fully hatched. Some of them are, but they're not, a lot of them aren't fully hatched ideas. And I just like to, or hashed out ideas. And I like to kind of interact with people through, kind of have a conversation, even though I can't see anybody right now, but I can see you guys commenting. So, yeah, I definitely wanna do other videos. It's just it is hard, especially, like, recently being sick, that's been a bummer, but I'm feeling better, feeling a bit better, and also, don't wanna talk about this too much, but I for those of you that, do know this, I do have depression, and I choose to deal with it naturally, but sometimes it can be difficult. It can be difficult to manage it, and so it's very easy for me to stay in a darker place and not really get out of that little bubble. Kind of like at least for me, I kind of see it as like this dark cloud that's around me at times. And so getting out of that and kind of figuring that out can be difficult at times. And I don't want to like say that that's everything to whatever, but luckily I have like my two cats and my dog and my mom here. So that makes things better. Um, just even having like the animals, it's great, great therapy for me. But I really have to like get myself moving in the morning and get myself out there. And so I'm kind of getting more momentum, especially like this last month. But it's also been kind of an isolating month because when you have depression and you do isolate yourself, like I completely got off social media and stuff, even though I didn't delete the accounts, I got off YouTube and stuff. Interacting, even though it's not face to face, even though I would love to talk with a ton of you guys right now, face to face, it's not, but it's better than nothing because, yeah. Anyways, I still try to see people in my everyday life, and I really try to made it a point this last month, but anyways, this is getting off topic. So, yeah. Big dog, you're an INTJ. No, I'm not. Um, Michelle Wilson, ASMR plus philosophy. Imagine you are blowing people's minds while whispering in their ears. That's actually a funny thing, actually. That would actually be a funny collab video to do, Michelle. Especially if we like ever, well, we definitely need to meet in person, and that would be really funny if we did like a skit with that. Um, Cedric Beachy, the way you avoid being bossy is you just don't tell other people what to do. I don't think that's always true. I don't think you have to tell people what to do. I don't typically tell people what to do and I'm still bossy. I'm just very you can be persuasive in other ways. I don't know. I'm not gonna get into it. But Queen Tiger, yeah, but I can't help telling others what to do. Comes not very naturally to me. Ugh. Um Doc Max. Toll with pseudo relaxed facial overcompensating mother. Okay. Cedric Beachy, you don't seem a bit like Kim Jong Un, but I guess I've never been bossed by you. Um, it is a joke. It's definitely a joke. When I did my Model United Nations, so like the simulation of the United Nation, even strangers, complete strangers that I only knew for a very short period of time, like at these conferences that would last 3 to 5 days, they would have superlatives at the end of the conference. So people would get like main awards like best delegate, outstanding delegate, stuff like that. And then there would be like best dressed, most attractive, um, biggest party animal, most likely to start a revolution, most likely to be a dictator, and I would be nominated to be most likely to be a dictator almost every single conference. And when I would be the because sometimes I would direct the committees. So I would get that title quite a bit even by strangers. And I think it's not necessarily that I'm like what you think of like a dictator in the sense of like I don't know, like I'm definitely not like Stalin, for example. Um, Almost more like a cult leader type personality. Um, just kind of persuasive in person. That makes sense. That's what my sister says. My sister thinks that I could be a cult leader and a dictator. Also Hitler's, which I don't like using his name, but that's also a nickname that people like to say. Anyways, Sir Bumpkin, Plum, Plumpkin. Okay. Have you ever had a guy? Oh my gosh, why did I even read that out loud? Oh gosh, remove. Removed it. Okay. Yeah. We're gonna go ahead and hide you from this channel. Mm, okay. Queen Tiger. Oh, I was nominated most likely to run a pyramid scheme by my family. Oh my gosh, that's funny. Michelle Wilson, pucokie. Me and an ENTP discussed the morality of Hitler. It was an interesting convo. Ooh, I'll have to look at that. All right. You're also getting removed, person. Okay. People are weird. Do not say the N word on this channel and do not say really inappropriate things like that because you will be removed. Anyways, I don't really have too much to say. If you guys have any kind of things you want to ask before we get off of this, or just comments you want to say, appropriate comments within reason, um, please do so. Either if not, I'm probably gonna close up shop. Um, just wanted to kind of quickly share that, even though it's already 33 minutes in. Oh, let's see. Cindy Franck, I think. I feel like Socionics is a cult and everyone who makes videos is trying to convert me or something. I'm scared. It does kind of sound like it. That's for sure. It's definitely not a cult. Uh, I guess, well, I also talk about Socionics too. I definitely am a huge advocate for it. It's actually it's kind of like the cover up for the Illuminati. So, you think you're getting into Socionics, but you're actually joining the Illuminati. No, just kidding. But that would be some interesting stuff. No, it would be, I just find that it's a lot more in depth. I think it just depends on your level of like wanting to know this kind of stuff. If you if you like Myers-Briggs for just like the aspect of um, maybe relating in group settings and kind of on the work life balance and maybe even like in a school or something, that's where Myers-Briggs is really good. I think it's really good at kind of grouping people in that um, extent. But I personally think if you're trying to study the cognitive functions and you want to know kind of how the personalities interact with other personalities and even like your own self, I think Socionics also has more of a in-depth view of it, and it's a little bit more, well, it's more in depth, and I just think there's a little bit more, I don't know what the word is I'm looking for, but I can definitely see that. Let's see. Michelle Wilson, I'm going to re-upload it sometime, Pucokie, so it's just the conversation. We somehow talked for 3 hours. Wow. Queen Tiger, I was talking to my parents about MBTI earlier, and they said I was such an ENTJ. That's funny. Because I was typing them. Oh, what did you type your parents and your family in general? That would be very interesting. Michelle, did you get my letter? Yes, I did get your letter. I actually did get your letter, and it's on my nightstand, and am I am not going to promise anything because I'm not the best about this, but don't be surprised if you see something in the near future. But I really appreciate it. It was super sweet. And it was very unexpected too. Um, Michelle has my actual address. That's how she was able to send something. There's a few people that have my actual address. I definitely shouldn't tell everybody because even though I want to, it's definitely not something I need to do because I just feel like that's an invasion of privacy. Anonymous 1234. What's the channel's genre? My channel or other people's channel? I think I don't know if I mean, I definitely kind of am on the typology thing still. I really want to get more into personal development on this channel and stuff, but I guess like self-improvement, maybe self-growth, if that's a genre. Cedric Beachy, my coworkers would probably vote me as most likely to be a serial killer, but I don't think I am. Interesting. Doc Max, better humanist cult than submissive slavery propaganda. Interesting. Anonymous 1234. Are my comments getting through? Yes, they are. It's 2 a.m. Okay. Queen Tiger. My mom, ISFP 1 wing 9. My dad, ISFJ 6 wing 7. My sister, ISFJ 1 wing 2. Interesting. Michelle Wilson, wahaha, I'm a creeper. Hee hee hee. You're not a creeper. Because I did give you my address. I'm pretty sure. If not, did I? I'm pretty sure I gave you my address. Because I'm pretty sure I would give you my address. So I don't remember, but I'm pretty sure I did. So I definitely have your address too. Okay. Kino, hey Emily. Been following your content for a while now. I'm an INFJ and I feel like I've been in an NITI loop for years now. Any tips for keeping your head high? Would love to talk more privately. Yeah, I feel like this would be something that maybe would be great to talk privately about. Um, so definitely email me and we can set up something soon if you wanna talk privately about it. Um, I guess really the thing I would say is I think getting more in touch with reality and not always being in your head and really interacting with people, kind of getting into the extroverted feeling realm of really reaching out to people and kind of even letting people know what you're going through. Um, this isn't necessarily the NITI loop, but it did kind of start from this is at my lowest moment or like time period, the fall of 2015, I what really got me out of like that depression, like very low into depression to the point where I was considering ending my life, um, was reaching out to people and being more just trying to kind of be more connected with the world and telling people that I kind of was feeling the way I was feeling because I think oftentimes as INFJs, we just kind of forget that our emotions and our feelings and who we are matter as well. Sometimes we get so wrapped up with other people that we lose sight of ourselves. So, just kind of, I don't know. I don't know if that was helpful. Okay, Charles Benson, hello. Hey, and we should definitely do an interview. I know you were talking about that, so let's set up a time of when you would want to do that because that would be great. Queen Tiger, so I'm definitely the outlier in my family, definitely. Michelle Wilson at Kino. My BF is similar and is just getting out of it in the last few months, and reaching out to his friends and building the relationships has been helping. That's good. Joey, hey Emily. Also, shout out to all the fellow peacemakers out there. I would be interested in hearing how you di- different, different, oh my gosh, differentiate yourself from a nine wing one, such as myself, as a nine wing eight. Well, Joey, I don't know if you would want to do this, but that would be an interesting video to do together because, well, we do have differences in the fact that you're an INFP and I'm an INFJ, and obviously you're a guy, I'm a girl. But I think it would be very interesting for people to kind of have that conversation and see those examples. So, if you would be interested in doing a video like that, it could be just conversational. We could have some kind of educational aspect in it. You could talk about your experience, I could talk about mine, and we can see how those interact with one another and overlap, or where we divide or contrast. Um, but yeah, just message me and we can set that up if you want. Michelle Wilson, I'm a nine wing one. Yeah, Michelle, if you want to also join that, that would be interesting. Anonymous 1234. I'm just going on random live streams to distract myself from self-harming for the third time tonight. Um, wow. I'm really sorry to hear that. I hope you're able to find some kind of comfort in watching these live streams, or definitely reach out to someone. And I don't know your situation, I don't know who you are, but just know that your life has value, and even though it may seem very low at this you may seem very low at this moment, or things seem hard, or they don't have a point to them, things will get better. And I know that's easier said than done, but tomorrow's always another day. And I would just try to reach out to someone, and try to get some help for that, because just yeah, I don't even know what to say about that. But I hope you have a better night, and I hope that was the last time tonight that you decide to harm yourself, because again, I don't know who you are, but I can almost guarantee that you deserve a lot better than what you're experiencing right now. Cedric Beachy, exercise often helps prevent depression. I found that as well. In the last couple of days, I haven't been exercising, just because I was just sick and I just wasn't. But tomorrow morning, I'm gonna start again. I've been really consistent with exercise. That's something that I was very consistent with in the last month, and that definitely does help. And I actually would say, even for the NITI loop, I think the best thing is to reach out to people, but also to kind of jumpstart yourself is getting out there and doing some hobbies. So this is gonna be embarrassing. I was gonna show this in another video. I actually just made this today. Uh, Again, because I was sick. Um, Also, there's some risque photos on this, because I have Emily, starts with an R, last name, I can't pronounce her last name. She's like a supermodel. She's like, I have her as like inspiration. Again, not saying that people have to have her body type or whatever. This is just my personal thing, but I made like a little vision board. My friend Anna and I were making vision boards. I haven't seen hers yet. I sent her a photo of mine already, but yeah, I actually want to make a video about vision boards. I know there's many videos out there, but I've been doing this since I was 12 or 13, because of the book The Secret. The That kind of got me into personal development, the kind of the law of attraction and stuff. Not saying that this is the only thing that helps, but for people that are in the NITI loop as INFJs, even though this is a very silly exercise, or it may seem like it can be very powerful. And you can choose to use whatever you want, written word, visuals. I use visuals mostly, because I find that it kind of keeps my attention a little bit more. And I mean, I do use written word as well, but putting stuff that you want to happen to you in the future or in the present, um, inspirational things, and also things you want for your life, you put it on some type of paper or whatever you want to do. It could be a cork board, something that you're going to look at often, or you don't even have to look at it all the time. But yeah, it just kind of helps you in some ways. But yeah, so this is mine. This is an Emily exclusive. Um, kind of, it's a bit revealing. I actually do know a lot of, well, not a lot, but I know some of the people that I cut out. This girl's name is Steffi. She's like an Instagram person. This is Lisa Mitchell, one of my favorite artists. I have a photo of Nashville, it's like some random people. This is like, what is that? Just like probably at Coachella or something. I just like I'm to a, what's it called? Music festival. I'm going to Bonnaroo, and that's kind of inspiration. But yeah, can be whatever. I have some travel photos. I have like different things like Instagram, YouTube, Blogger, Meetup. This is Emily Myers, or the Freckled Fox. These are the two. This one and this one are the risque photos that I was talking about. For those of you that are interested in that, obviously that's not why I have it on this. Well, maybe that's not obvious, but it's more of a thing for me. I will probably go into more detail if I ever make a video about this specific board. Can't really tell right here, but this is at the Redwood Forest, and it's just like a guy and a girl. They just got married. So you can interpret that as you want. This is mine, and I got these images offline. So they have a significance in me, or like with me, like I printed them off for a specific reason. And that's the cool thing about this. It can be something very individual. Sorry that was super random. Don't even know how that really tied in, but whatever. Um, let's see. Okay. Charles Benson, cool. Next week could work. And howdy, Michelle. Thank you for your interviewee. Okay. Joey, hello, Michelle. Me too. I've actually watched a few of your videos. I can certainly feel the vibe. Yes, you guys do have kind of a similar vibe in a way. We could make it happen, but any thoughts off the top of your head? Are you talking about what topics? Or like how the video should be? Because I think we should probably kind of go into maybe a brief on our personalities, and then talk about maybe our go with the Enneagram of like what how 9 relates to us and how our wings relate to us, like why you're a 1 and why I'm an 8, and kind of tie those things into it, and then go into like our similarities and differences. Let's see. Joey, this desire for self-development is very special for a 9 because we integrate to 3, which essentially the epitome and pinnacle of everything that is self-development. Yeah. Oh my gosh. World Socionics Society. I would love to convert you. Michelle Wilson, I'm a fan of vision boards. Yeah, Michelle said, "I wish I knew about The Secret when I was 13, but actually my life went the way it went, so no regrets." Yeah. I think it's a blessing and a curse to kind of know certain things about the world. I was talking about this with Alex Hine or Modern Health Monk, um, and kind of talking about this in that interview, but I think when you know certain things about, like, I don't know, personal development or something, I believe that education is powerful, if you use it. If you just know something and you don't choose not to use your, um, whatever knowledge, I don't think that's extremely valuable. That I don't know if that made sense. I think it's kind of it's like a bit useless to have knowledge and not use it, because oftentimes I know what I should be doing or I know certain things, but I either do the opposite of those things or I just don't always do that. But I guess it's just a journey and maybe it's a good thing. David Ramos. What's the secret? I mean, the book. I've only recently learned about it. Um, so basically, it's a book from Rhonda Burns, I think her name's. I've read it many times. It's basically about the law of attraction. I don't think it started off as a book. I think it started off as a movie, like a documentary kind of, where she basically read a book. I think it was by Wallace. Was it Wallace Waldo Waters? Why do I not remember his name? He's like, I read that book. Basically, anyways, it's about the law of attraction and kind of how everything goes together. But yeah, so it's definitely a good read, and I definitely would listen, read it, watch it. Okay. Oh, the movie version's on Netflix? I didn't know that. Okay. I'm gonna look it up. I don't think I've actually watched the entire movie version, only like like free parts on uh YouTube. Anyways, I this is definitely dying off, so I need to get going. So I'm gonna read the last few comments and then get going because, yeah, there's no point. Cortex. I'm back. Welcome back. Thank you. It's been a while. Yes, it definitely has. Welcome back as well. Okay. Michelle Wilson. Basically, your thoughts are magnets. What you set your intention to will be pulled to you. And that's what the vision board is basically, even though it seems silly, writing out things that you want. Well, putting out images of things you want is kind of like saying that you want to attract them into your life. Huey, good to see you expressing yourself. Thank you. Cortex, what ever happened to Joda? I miss him. Um, so James very well could be what? Well, okay, maybe I should have said his name. Okay, Joda could very well be watching this live stream for all we know. He I haven't heard from him since January, because again, I have been off the grid. But, he does I do I have talked to him pretty frequently. Um, he does send me emails. He watches still, he just doesn't always comment, um, or I don't think he comments at all. He might have think he's commented in live streams more recently, but yeah, I think he chooses to not interact as much online, but I can't really speak for him, and maybe he doesn't even want me to talk about this, so okay. David Ramos looks cool, you should hang it behind you. Um, Probably not gonna put it behind here, but I might hang it on my wall somewhere. Okay, World Socionics Society. Pucokie, while you were away, I got to interview a pretty good example of an SLE publicly. You might be interested. Ooh, interesting. Cortex. When will you be having Inoki on next? Talking about my sister? Oh, Anna. Um, Actually, Anna was technically on the live stream, my last live stream towards the end, because she called me and then we like FaceTimed and she briefly talked about things. But we will be hopefully doing a video next month. Um, we're going to Tennessee. We're going to Nashville this upcoming week, um, just for like St. Patrick's Day weekend. We're going with our friends Chaz, Nick, and Bradley. No, not Nick. Why am I saying Nick? I just have Nick on my mind. Nick's not going. My friend Earl's going. So Anna, me, Chaz, Bradley, and Earl. I will definitely Snapchat it and Instagram it, but yeah. Okay. Michelle, bye. See you later. Okay. Bye. See you later, Joey. Okay. Excuse me. Nope. The stream is not going to me. Oh, thank you. Hey, the INFJ. Ooh, I just love this new room vibe. Oh, thanks. Definitely better than where I was. That's for sure. Chloe H. Hey, Emily, I made it to a live chat finally. Oh, thank you. Hey. Um, Nicholas in Andrade. Andrade. I'm really bad at pronouncing names. INFJ from Brazil here. Excuse moi. I didn't notice any bossy people here, really. Yeah. Okay. Well, Cortex, good to see you again. I hope you've been well. Jonah, slide into my DMs, babe. Yeah. Jonah, if you're watching this, Cortex wants to talk to you. Um, yeah, maybe he'll email you or something. You provide your email. Anyways, I will let everybody go. Didn't I guess it always kind of turns into an hour-long video. Didn't mean for it to be this long today, but oh well. So, getting better. Hopefully things are going to be better soon. Bye-bye. Thank you guys for everything. See you later. Bye-bye.